I don't know if you've ever been soundly asleep, sleeping peacefully, and then all of a sudden you feel an intense shooting pain from your abdomen, but unaisikia kila mahali, from your head to your toes to your fingertips. I don't know if you guys have felt that, but I know most moms have felt that kind of pain. And where Genesis chapter 3 verse 16 is no joke. God must have been very serious. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Elizabeth's Place. My name is Elizabeth, and today's video is going to be about my version of Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. It will be a story time of my pregnancy journey in short and my labor and birth story. So let's begin. I found out I was pregnant when I was about, I think, a month into my pregnancy. I missed my period, of course, and then I decided to take a strip test, and I took two strip tests, and I found out that I was pregnant. At first I was like, what in the world? But after a few minutes of loading, I was like, this is an answered prayer, because it has always been my desire to have my family by the time I turned 25, and it was going to come true. So yeah, I felt so nice. I was excited but scared at the same time, because there's so many things involved. And throughout my pregnancy, I didn't have any issues. I didn't have morning sickness. I didn't have, what other issues do pregnant women have? I didn't have an attitude against people. I didn't have a problem with my food. I ate a lot during my pregnancy. And after finding out that I was pregnant, I told the other party responsible, and he was like, damn girl, we are keeping this. So yeah, and then I told a couple of my friends, and as I had mentioned earlier in the other video, one of them told me, you should start taking folic acid. Folic acid helps with the development of the baby's spinal cord and his brain during the first 2 weeks of pregnancy. So yeah, I went to a chemist and bought folic acid and started taking my folic acid. And then I stayed home, one, because I didn't know about antenatal clinics, and I just stayed and continued taking care of my pregnancy the best way I knew how. But then so a few days later, I woke up with a bad cough. I started coughing and it wouldn't stop. And then I realized I couldn't swallow properly, and I had an issue with my breathing. So I decided I was still sleeping by the way, so nikaamka nikasema, let me try taking some water and see how that goes. And niliharibu maneno, because I threw up everything, and by everything I mean everything, because I started heaving. I threw up to the point there was nothing left to throw. So I got up and prepared, and I went to a clinic that is nearby. It's a mother and child clinic, because I was pregnant. So I went and told the doctor that I was a couple of weeks pregnant or so, I think, and this is how I'm feeling. So I got treated, and I was told that I had a very bad bacterial infection in my throat, and it was good that I had come that day, because I was in a very bad condition. clearly, because according to the way I felt, I knew I was in a bad condition. So I got my treatment, and that is the day I started antenatal clinics, because hiyo ndio siku nilijua about A and C clinics. So yeah, I started my antenatal clinics, and it was fun. And then I think about a month into, after finding out that I was pregnant, I got a job in Mombasa. So I had to travel and hustle, because I had just moved out from home to where I was staying. My hustle in Mombasa was not really concerned with my pregnancy at all. My hustle was getting a place to stay. Juu sasa nilikuwa nimeshatoka home, I was 100% sure I don't want to what is the word? I don't want to live with anyone else. I knew I still want to live on my own. So hustle ilikuwa kutafuta how. Apparently in Mombasa there are not so many rentals, and those that are available, Nairobi is way better. Ama ushago. And it took me months to get a place. By the time I was leaving Mombasa, I had just stayed at the place that I was staying for, I think, a month and a couple of weeks, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, that was it. Mombasa was amazing. I was not affected by the temperature or anything. And in short, my pregnancy journey was as simple as everyday life. Okay, everyday life can be complicated sometimes, but ilikuwa too chill. As in, God knew this girl, she can't handle. So it was smooth. Before I left Mombasa, as I had mentioned earlier, I was taking my antenatal clinics in another hospital. So before I left Mombasa, they did for me a little baby shower, and I felt so nice. Nikapewa tuzawadi twangu, and that was the day before I traveled back to Nairobi, because I had told them I asked for a transfer and I'll be going back to Nairobi. I won't be able to see you guys anymore unless I come back to Mombasa. So they organized a small party with the nurses and I, and yeah, it was nice. So I traveled back to Nairobi a month before I had my baby. I think, when did I come back? Oh, it was 2 months before. 2 months before I had my baby. Sasa, coming back to Nairobi, everything was still smooth. I went for my antenatal clinics. I went for all the scans that I was supposed to go for. Hadi ya mwisho, and then I was told, see you on Labor Day. Hey, Labor Day came, my friends. Hey. So it was on a Monday morning. It was the day, no, it was 2 days before my due date. I had asked my boss to allow me stay home, not to go to work kwanzia hiyo wiki, because I didn't know when I would have my pregnancy. Earlier on, I had spoken to so many people. I had spoken with so many people, wakiniambia their labor experiences, their birth experiences, and none of them was anything good. So deep down, I knew I was scared. I was afraid of that moment. But I took the opportunity to prepare myself mentally, because I know personally my brain is stronger than I may ever give it credit for. And I went to YouTube. That was like 3 months before having my son. I went to YouTube. I downloaded as many hypnobirthing audios as I could and positive affirmations regarding labor and birth, as many as I could. I will show you. I think I will include a screenshot of my YouTube downloads for you guys to see. I downloaded as many as I could, and then I would listen to them and meditate daily, because pain has a cycle. Ukiwa mwoga, you get anxious. The anxiety intensifies your pain. So the best way to lessen your pain is if you're less anxious and less fearful of what you're going through. Plus, I knew I am a woman. My body is meant to do this. So I took the advantage of that to prepare myself. Sasa, I remember that morning, I was still sleeping peacefully, very, very soundly, and I felt a very intense pain in my abdomen. I was like, but it could be the Braxton Hicks, because I had been having Braxton Hicks for about a week before that day. So I was like, it might be ISO, practice labor pains. And I checked the time, it was 6:15, and then I said, acha nilale kidogo. So I went back to sleep. Na usingizi kakuja, I slept kabisa. And then at around 8:30, I felt the most intense pain I have ever felt in my entire life. I could feel it everywhere. Kwa vidole, kwa masikio, everywhere. My head was throbbing, and I got up. I checked the time, and it was 8:30, and I woke up, nikajisikiza, and hiyo uchungu ikapoa, and I was like, hizi si zile zenye zimekuwa zikikuja whole week. Hapana. So I went to the washroom. And that's when I realized this is the day. This is the day. Because my mucus plug came out, and then the bloody show began. And I was like, okay. So, time to get ready. So I went back to the room, and I said, apana, I will need my energy. Acha nilale kidogo before the pain intensifies, to save up on energy. I went back to bed, and not even 10 minutes later, I was up, because I was in pain again. So I woke up, and I woke my guy up, and I told him, today is the day we are having our baby, and to come kasisi wote. Surprisingly, we didn't get up to prepare to go to hospital. We woke up, and we both started cleaning. That's just what we went to do. He went to the kitchen and started cleaning and preparing breakfast, and I started cleaned the house, and organizing our clothes, because we had done our laundry the day before. So nikakunja manguo, nikaanza kuzipanga kwa kabati, and throughout, while we were doing all these things, I was timing my contractions, and zilikuwa tu hapa na pale, very off. They would come 5 minutes apart, 8 minutes apart, and maybe like a few seconds or a few seconds more from the other one. So I timed my contractions the whole day. Zilikuwa zinaenda zikiongezeka, nilikuwa nikidance tu kwa nyumba pole pole. I wish I had recorded this, because it would have been funny. So yeah, I danced to the tune of my body. And then we had there's a friend of his who had said that he would like to take us to hospital on that day. So we called him and we informed him that this is the day, so you better come. And akasema ni sawa, he's on his way. And then there's also a friend of mine, Wambo, my dearly beloved, who had said she will go with me. So my back team was Wambo and the other party responsible, my housemate. Yeah. So she had told me she will be with me throughout. So I called her because she had gone to work. I called her and I told her, yeah, the baby is on the way. She said it's all right, I'm coming right away. So she left the office, I think a few minutes after I called. And so when the guy arrived who was supposed to take us to hospital, Wambo had not yet arrived. And that guy was like, why don't you look? He thought I was joking. He thought I was not in labor because I was, I was just the normal me. I was smiling, I was Nini, but deep down, I was trying to keep up with the pain and not to cause any panic. So I tried my level best to keep it cool. And I was still meditating, from all the hypnobath audios that I had, I was still meditating. I could remember the positive affirmations off head because of listening to them for so long. So my friend came about an hour later, and when she looked at me, she was like, yeah, we are leaving now. She didn't even change. She didn't even, because she stays nearby. She just put her bag down and we left. She helped me carry the bags to the car. Oh, they did. I only carried my water bottle. So they carried my bag and the baby's bag to the car. And we went to hospital. I would really love to mention this hospital because my experience with them was superb. It was amazing. I went to Roy Family Hospital. I know you guys have seen it on TV, have heard about it probably more than once. And yeah, I went to Roy Family Hospital. It's about 45 minutes drive to an hour from here. We left the house at about 6 something, if I'm not wrong. And we went to hospital. Throughout the way, I decided to be the storyteller kwa gari because I wanted to mask my pain. So I would tell them stories, we would laugh, nini, and every time I felt a contraction intensify, I would just close my eyes and keep quiet for a few minutes. I don't know if they noticed, but that's just how it went. Yeah. Tukaenda, and every time we hit a bump when I was in a contraction, I felt like I would curse the hell out of. Anyway, so tukaenda tukafika hosi, and I was, after checking in at the reception, I went to see the nurse. I had my vitals checked, and then I was told to go see the doctor. I went to see the doctor, and he told me that I have to get checked physically to see how far I was with the dilation process. I went to the labor room. I didn't know what a labor room would look like. Apparently, it was so clean and so neat. Not what I had imagined. I went in, I met the nurses who would attend to me that day. They were amazing. There were 2 nurses. I am very grateful to them. Siku moja mimi nitawabaia zawadi. At the moment, I may not afford it, but you wait. I would really love my son to meet you guys because you really helped me through. Anyway, emotions aside, I met the nurses who were to attend to me, and they did check me physically. It was a very bad experience, as in I didn't like the feeling and the process of being checked. So they told me I was 2 centimeters dilated and I should go tell the doctor. So I went back and told the doctor, and the doctor was like, that is good, and because this is your first pregnancy, we can't send you back home because we don't know how fast you may progress. And I had mentioned that I come from far, a little bit far. Nani, it was already usiku. So he asked me, did you bring your last scans? And manze mi nilikuwa nimezisahau home. I only remembered to carry the clinic book. I didn't remember to carry the scans. So my advice to you guys, please remember to carry your scans whenever you go to the hospital. It will do you good. And then it will save you some money, because now I had to take another scan that cost me 2,000 shillings that I had not budgeted for. So I went and took a scan because they have to check the position of the baby and if the cord is wrapped around his neck. So yeah, tukaenda for the scan. I came back with it and the doctor said, so yeah, you're ready for admission and we will labor with you here in the hospital. But unfortunately my birth team had to be sent home kwa sababu ya corona. They were told either wabaki wakae hapo nje ama they just go home and come back the next day. So tukaamua wacha wase waende kwa mapumzike, tutakutana the next day. They went home and left me alone. They brought me my bags, of course. I went. The nurses showed me my bed. I was in bed number 5, I remember. Ilikuwa kwa dirisha, I could see outside the cars passing by, the trees, the birds. Yes. So after I was shown to my bed, they made my bed for me and they helped me settle in. I met the moms who were there when you walikuwa washa deliver, and one who was also checking in as I was. Then the music began. So after that, I got checked again and I was told that I was 4 centimeters dilated. And I went back to the ward because the labor room was still being used. There were some women who were laboring at that moment. Sasa nikaambiwa, you go labor in the corridors, wherever you would feel comfortable. In your bed, kwa ward, you know. So nikarudi kwa ward and the moms who were there were like, wamekwambia aje, uko how many centimeters? And I was like, I'm 4 centimeters. Hey, and you're still looking around. You're so strong. They really hyped me up. They were like, you go on. Kunywa maji, walk around, dance if you have to. Just keep yourself active. So they really helped me with the labor process. And I was still meditating with my earphones. I meditated for a while. But I wasn't seated, I was moving around because I was in a lot of pain, I couldn't sit. And after a few hours, I went back for checking. I was called back in for checking and I was 6 centimeters dilated and so they told me they'd have to break my waters. So they did. Wow. Ushaisikia uchungu mse. Yani, apparently, I was not even in intense pain. Now that's when I started feeling intense pain. Each pain ilinda ikiprogress. Each pain I felt as time went by was more intense than the last one. So, yeah. After my water was broken, which was also another very not nice experience. It was very painful and very uncomfortable, but it had to be done. And they told me to continue laboring. Hey, I continued laboring. I was given a gown, by the way, so I wasn't laboring in my own clothes. I had been given a hospital gown and a pink band. By the way, this was my first time ever being admitted in hospital, so it was quite an experience. So as I labored on, I kept saying, what did I get myself into? I remember crying because at some point I couldn't even feel my legs properly. But then I kept telling myself, it's okay, you got this. And apparently I did got it, because I did get to the finish line. So I kept updating my family, telling them how far I was and how everything was going on. Hi guys, so I noticed that today's video is going to be very long, and I don't intend to take so much of your time. Nimeamua nikatishe katikati, and there's going to be a part 2 very soon. So I hope you enjoyed part 1, and I will sum up everything that I really want you guys not to miss at the end of the part 2 video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye bye.